Until we got this year, once you win the Medinino, Tiani Medinino, yeah, big ups to Walaga Tamalawa, Sande Makumas and Yakra, Meba Hakrampo Mankra, Imana Baba, Meja Diabu, Yen Animuno, Tamana Wabani Yedi Huno, Obian Biegate, no Manu Bruno, so would to me try more bag me no. Aye, any a bayan and cheat, was Urapunu Yembi, answer Nidia Symmetra. Me winning more bag me and Casamiti. Wakati but in English is hot. What you're picking into the life for your sort. But as a person to where you're tough, then I'm going to maintain a course where you're short. Aye. And the bear shut a bando, the avion swan space, Nanado. I can guess, O can interman Kamibusa, Sicilia, my way, dear, one to me and the obedi beatings. A dear what tire pan of readings. Every day, you best see any meetings, but over check and no sleepings. And the Bayaman and Afisa or none and any Hunipadomo anaha. A man here, you busiano pa, cause come important message, Bebanawada. 1 year you must watch never persist. What I can crowd what percent by a gay. There can I make up a wobaka say, eh, near you, Juma, my money pay. Hey, Nana, Yama Dankwa.
asem we yete ya na yanka ene jado ye wote down ho no me sure say ne yire ne ne mana na wo.
Some years ago ne ye say we good and dey wo party dey say ye fool obi nim ball boy and found in the boot wo kuta vice by one me wo be ye lose.
Asem we die ehu me de kwanto akoda ne dua kra embu wo say ye nhwehwe ye hwehwa ye hu na me na na kanso abete kra ne bubefu.
And I say, what you can put out one per piece. If you may be a way you be a piece, who be a one who makes sure someone feel with teeth. Now, vote that chief will be could I say what money cheap.
Hey, on per piece, piece, or to cheek. Oh, next, please. I beg go now who crab this one person go feed disrespect.
One of the other life, no, Michelle, one brother, yet say, what car cry now on Cagreta. Come on, factory or my umbrella, one baby, so obviously excavator. Hey.
Excavator no shishi enye ya pona ebe rasku di okanu tuntuma na so ojiji oye tuntum dia ene mi hu no
what decide is now dia nka wo be show into was start kura wa dia fatu ana gana fo bebire tia say oh wait e beto go rupa dia nka control tia
show na mo kan ebe ye shatawale ba to no na maye confused ayese me ye hu ni pakoro no meba aka me two goals obeye conceive
ne ko ndana wate so no santia betuna ko ba abaduru wono nko wo chim we tantane dia gu ko ndana so semeni asrem no bedi bedi nka pem ai
answer we die ebe yiri o minimum pan so me kan na me feri o metumi aka pan so me wo fayari o ebe ya ato aso na me pese me ko jare o
sisi asa wo sende wo bi se ka problem obi nso be sende wo se ka problem over patron cars me me 20 bidi but now we under one program hey
ene die say nye fault your system na bibia ya tough die wa be sa no wo die rough ya be start e digare e jai jollof
hey big ups to Bolega Tamalewa Sande makuma seni akra me ba hakra po mankra immane baba ura puntra boss hey wo the prince waiting and we just tell you waiting we for love on ourselves and stop the hating after sniffing snuff you go see hating until we got this here yo dirty one the mix yeah.
I rise to ask the Minister for Education if Mrs. Bluegrass Group Limited has supplied 853,009 units of CAPEC scientific mathematical instruments to the Ministry of Education at an estimated cost of 63,975,675 Ghana cedis at a unit cost of 75 Ghana cedis.
Cause of doomsday, and doomsday has been caused by the financial and economic mismanagement by this government, and so we shouldn't be giving them credit for solving a problem that they have solved.
This demonstration is not to topple the government. This demonstration is to indicate to Ghanaians the insensitivity of the Obama's government. The insensitivity of the Obama's government. This is not to topple government. We don't advocate for a regime change this way. We are going to vote next year and we are going to vote them out massively. That is good governance. That is partisanship. We are going to democratically remove the Obama from power. Not do this demonstration. But the demonstration is to demonstrate to John Mahama and Ghanaians that what is going on is bad. If you are feeling the heat, like Ghanaians are feeling the heat, if you are buying electricity and they are having it for free, if your salary, you are spending 60% of your salary on electricity bills, then you understand what I'm suffering. I am suffering. John Mahama is not suffering. How do you expect the members of the members as a collective to speak on your behalf when you decided to give majority to such a bad government, NBC? Ghanaians should realize that their term matters. Your term matters. Your term matters. When you go and vote, you have to know that the consequences are ahead of you for the next 4 years. The term that Ghanaians gave to John Mahama has shown that they should never again
energy sector, the current power cuts. Some people are saying that you made mention of this, you use this as a campaign against John Mahama, and now we are experiencing a worse situation under President Akufo-Addo. Would it reflect in the 2024 election? Would it be something that people will stand on to vote?
if you are comparing 4 years, MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than John Mahama.
But we are still experiencing doom so.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than John Mahama ever did.
You do admit that there's doom so.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word. I've promised you that we are going to work on it, and it's not a work that is a single event, it's a process, and we'll continue to work on it for the energy sector to become better.
Have you heard of calls for a timetable?
Ask those who want it to bring it.
They should bring the timetable.
If there is, I haven't seen any timetable. So when
people are calling for it,
say bring a timetable, what do you mean? The ECG says that there's no timetable coming. Why do you want to bring a timetable? What purpose? Why would somebody get up and wish evil or bad for the country? When it is not planned, you can't tell the person. Were you in Ghana under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you? I'm asking you a question. Did you live in this?
It was equally worse.
It cannot be equally worse.
But look, MPP use it as a tool against them.
And I'm saying that even if you are talking about that, it was worse under John Mahama than ever now. This demonstration is not to topple the government. This demonstration is to indicate to Ghanaians the insensitivity of John Mahama's government. The insensitivity of John Mahama's government. This is not to topple government.
The general hospital, baby, I have. And yeah, I didn't tell me on wood. On wood, I not be on the first way. I'm the light out. Moon, I can crack away. I can say when to Moon, won't me find this solution. Be a mobile so light. I'm on Colano. I'm best survive. I
was supposed to go and visit my child around 4 a.m. this morning. So when I went there, I couldn't find my child, and the doctor told me to wait outside. So I was outside, and he came that they are sorry because I've lost my child due to the light out last night.
The hospital is experiencing power outages, causing dissatisfaction among nursing mothers, patients, and family members. During the visit, the light suddenly went off.
The light system was here is bad. They give 3 minutes, they off it. The way they off the light off here is too much.
But they have genset that comes on.
Oh, look, the gens only here and here, the gent work. But apart from this side and this place, emergency, that place, apart from this side, there's no generator here.
Despite the hospital's generator sets, certain departments, including the maternity block, training center, post-delivery ward, and OPD, are unable to be powered. The neonatal care unit had light, but a nurse on duty confirmed to us the situation wasn't the same when the light went off the previous day. Pregnant women in the antenatal unit face longer review times due to equipment requiring electrical power. The administrator of the Tema General Hospital, Apostle Dr. Samuel Abin Mensah, although declined to speak to the news team on camera, said he's yet to be briefed on whether a baby died or not. He also confirmed although the hospital has generators, the capacity is not enough to power the entire hospital.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm at the Kolebu Maternity block. It's exactly 6:16. There has been light out for the past 5 minutes now. 5 minutes now, no light. We have people at the theater. We have babies in incubators. Please, the government should do something. We are dying. Mothers are dying, leaving their babies behind. Please, we beg you. There is blackout here. It's exactly 6:16. The light went off about 5 minutes ago. Please do something for us. There is no light. Please, our mothers are dying. We beg you in the name of God. There are people in the lift right now who cannot come out. There is total blackout as we speak now. Please, Mr. President, the ministers in charge of light should do something now. Please, we beg you. This is uncalled for. This is not accepted. Please.
And then you see her. Now the Ghana forehead and him to Obama MPP. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo. And no man there that this was so by why ye? Or stay at the yo. Ebu Bako. 18 and then another me the Baba had ye no more share. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo bedi man penny. Minstro Enemaka. Some potom be anywhere than a kuma social Santaman. As a demanding a dini, and on the Atna as a tinapa. Today, any Baha. And if a fairway, a BC Yabam Hada, a BC as Santabamda, Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, a BSC and area. No crea Obinya Serbia, Uncle Baby. Obinya Serbia, old Tibinya Binti, and now the Osia Wasano, Osa, no Achia Nepa. Ghana, Baby, and you will be a CEO. And so be a Musasa Aden Echo, if it's a soldier, I'm a Ghana here. And see what Koso Kwame Kuma Breso. And see what Akuse, a champion abreso, and see what Bui, President Kofi abreso, and see our Takrade, President Rollins abreso. And then the Danko Akufo-Addo, the serious Kumasia, also Kumasa for Adona AAB. There be Ghana and the HH, Ghana and the HH. Sir, and then every about hey. Sir, and you know, Kanye, be hey. Said the VI for Kayano. Sa anya nukrani Brodibaka every 2014 and agreed for the VI for engineer who said say a person knew can you engineer I was here share say a year bureau Ghana and free her as anti-my munina. And so men can say obi person you the why ye the body din the why ye and Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. Now we grad there so the Inefficiency, Sanano, Mushawa Chingo, Chia, and if for her, Asasia, Agomaso, Nimpay for Adiama by yes, the back energy, 800 megawatts.
Yes, and so we don't have a direct control when the reports are ready, when the reports are completed. What we can do at best is to impress upon ranking members and the chair. So I can assure him today we have. What's your problem? This is better than your cooking. This is better than what we experienced at the youth. You should know this. Sam George, you should know this. This is far better than what we experienced under your tenure. So, fact be told, as we speak, 3 of the reports are almost ready. My friend should go easy. But I want to caution him that he should equally talk to his ranking members. They should quickly read through the report.
As your president, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all Ghanaians for their patience and understanding during recent temporary challenges with the electricity supply across the country. Over the period, the issues surrounding maintenance of transformers and gas supply have been successfully resolved, resulting in a sufficient improvement in power supply reliability. Indeed, over the past few days, we have witnessed stable electricity supply across the country, with no load shedding reported anywhere yesterday. For the past 7 years, we have worked tirelessly to keep the lights on, and I am confident that the unfortunate era of doomsday will not return.
We should never allow religion to divide us. The MPP brings people together. We have fought elections on issues. We have elected people on merit. We will not make elections a fight about you being a Muslim or you being a Christian. It is
Atias Mubasi say in YouTube na bahakaba. Malam John. Atakbir! Atakbir! Atakbir!
Nana Akufo-Addo has made it very clear that his government is going to build a globally competitive economy. We have not really been thinking global, and this is what we need to do. That we have to understand that we are in competition with other countries, and investment moves from country to country, so we have to think global. And so, the Nana Akufo-Addo policy, which he stated, is just basically to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. This is the goal that we are going to try to do, the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly. The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so, fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax, policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes. And if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akufo-Addo is saying, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials. Let them produce. Then you will tax, at the end of the day. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
On investments,
which was later. Even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. But even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished, is it?
Okay, good. Yeah, but even to think about it, it doesn't. It just questions who are making these policies.
But isn't it just another way?
Another way of raising revenue.
Well, yes,
but when you become desperate, this is what happens, that when you've mismanaged the economy into this hole, then anything sounds great to you.
81, 32, 33, 37, 38, 39, 81, 32, 33, 27, 38, 39, 40.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Friday, the 3rd of May, 2024. By His grace, we are live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into a panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic, Apiati, back to life. Vice President hands over 124 houses to residents. Don't turn elections into religious battle. Apostle Nyamiche to Ghanaians. FBN Bank Ghana changes to First Bank Ghana. The Ghanaian Times appear to get new homes as government fulfills promise to rebuild community after destruction. Renal patients to receive treatment subsidy by end of year. Dr. Okoboy, royal artifacts on display in refurbishment Shah Palace Museum. Alleged robbery on former Second Lady. Court hears argument for bail May 13. Daily Guide. Joy in Apiati as Baumia commissions 124 new housing units. Daily trial for Besim killer. Kaswa shooter not our staff. National Security. Nana unveils Otumfo stamp tomorrow. New Weekend Crusading Guide. Apiati comes alive in record time as VIP commissions 124 housing units for reconstructed community. Baumia unveils trailblazing vision for mining and fisheries sector. YEA to recruit 10,000 personnel. Signs MOU with Ghana Education Service for teaching, kitchen assistants and security guards. Bugblan Pledom Festival celebration as Afache Bantama urges peace. EC dismisses video alleging ballot box stuffing. Homeowners call for intervention to curb wanton demolitions at Sinocom site in Chado. I don't call myself Professor. New job in North MC rebuffs allegations of misrepresentation. The insights. EC's returning and deputy returning officers tainted with political elements, says Care Ghana as it calls for thorough scrutiny of electoral officers. Ghana ranks third in West Africa with highest cost of living. Socialist movement Ghana salutes workers on steadfast struggle against economic hardship, exploitation and others. A week after outdooring as Mohammed's running mate, alliance of feminist CSOs thumbs up Prof. Popukwajiman over Tandros' speech. Ukraine, how Zelensky downplayed true scale of Kiev's losses and more. WAPO. The Herald, new GRA management cooks another deal, hiring controversial Indian company for Ghana's domestic tax mobilization. Document forgery claims rocks Kumasi Lands Commission. Joe Datzi assumes office as new GMPC boss. YAGS to recruit 10,000 personnel for schools. Gisela Tete and Eugene hit up Utu Senya West ahead of 2024 elections. Cocoa Board intensifies crackdown on cocoa smuggling. The Informer. AG clears Cecilia Dapa makes nonsense of OSP's efforts. We're keeping an eye on your promises, IEA to Baumia. Change architecture of moneyed elections. Professor Atuguba advocates. Towards free, fair and transparent elections. All hands on deck, Ekufado. Mining to receive boost. Local ownership. Baumia pledges. The Inquisitor. Back to square one. AG shreds OSP's work on Cecilia Dapa. AG under heavy troll. Ensure protection of indigenous people's rights. Dollywood to UN Forum. Stop press. Dr. Baumia to be ambushed with placards. Press conferences by assigns of a female with insipid desire to be his running mate. YEA to recruit 10,000 personnel for GES. Editorial. Our president and his megalomaniac posture. The Daily Statesman. Wild jubilation at Apiati as government fulfills pledge to rebuild devastated community. YEAGS partner to hire over 10,000 school staff. REAC tasked to launch operations for real estate reform. Ekufado to unveil Otumfo commemorative stamp tomorrow. Baumia pledges full support for small-scale miners. The Daily Searchlight. Court of Elohim Sanctuary, Akufo-Addo buys, in quotes, beds at Kolebu for 6.5 million Ghana cedis. Dr. Baumia to embark on campaign tour of Western North region on May 3. Lands Minister calls for more investment in Ghana's mining sector. Do not deny your husband's sex. It's a form of exercise. Nutritionist. You want me to repeat that? I heard one of the technicians say, Bob, do not deny your husband's sex. It's a form of exercise. Nutritionist. EPA boss Bangalo takeover. Staff threatening industrial action. The Ghanaian Publisher. Apiati back to life as Baumia commissions 124,000 units for community. Rebuilding of Apiati shows government is delivering. Abu Jinapo. EC refutes Ejisu viral video claims. Child Rights International pledges support for dog victim. The Custodian. Government gives 124 new houses to Apiati residents. Ordinary Ghanaians show love for Baumia. Ekufo-Addo promises new labor law. Kojo Nkrumah charges REAC to sanitize real estate industry. Soldier killer not national security operative. The New Finder. Modern Apiati unveiled. 124 units completed, 50 renovated, 67 more to be built. Otumfo at 25, Ekufo-Addo to unveil commemorative stamp. Minister task regulator to ensure sanity in buying and selling of properties. GES to absorb 10,000 YEA recruits. Daily Post. MPs police bodyguard and one other gunned down by land guards at East Legon. K2 North residents in massive walk for Mahama and Edem Agbana. You still have time to vomit all the monies you have looted, Asedun Ketia to Akufo-Addo and MPP. Shraj GRA must take over investigations against Cecilia Dapa, Vitus Azim. Coming up, CEO of Ghana Gas Company under pressure to sign dubious Ghana Gas Phase 2 contract. And finally, the good old Catholic standard, take evangelizing the internet seriously. Okay, so take evangelizing the internet seriously. Bishop Fianu. Nuncio meets Pope Francis. Parish priest meets to share experiences of synodality. Safeguard our democracy. President Akufo-Addo to Ghanaians. Editorial. Just give us electricity, not doom so. That's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bipe, emuna nkikamu. Nani hamne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tieno pepe.
Ya de Fortune emopa abedwaso. Dana mua ede. Ma emu ediane nina.
FDA aje ejedi enkratuo yatu.
Vital has sachets and in different sizes too.
You didn't know?
These Vital sachets that we all use to fry our meat and fishes, to prepare our favorite meals, and to refill our empty original Vital bottles. Hey! Are you sure you are a fellow Ghanaian?
Get your trusted Vital sachets today for affordability, convenience, and for the refilling of your original Vital bottle.
Vital, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is...
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Our stories begin right here, and we never write them alone. There'll be pages we love to read again and again, and some we want to tear out. They are stories of dreamers, stories of creators, stories of strivers, stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters, APSA.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Fortune's Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune's Friday, it's still on point.
It's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, girl, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you're on a line, ting.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in the office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Miss Seth, I'm starting work next month.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot. you always get way more with Betway.
These adverts have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias. It's the smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Judy said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's here. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa. Ile hosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will so feeling to when you know Cal 360 toothpaste. Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
The biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix. Wokwain Sunyonko Papa.
Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Baby, a son with beer. Now, so Yadi Sapa, a dump yadi.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have the Vice Chair for Baumia 2024, Nana Akomia. Nana, good morning.
Morning, Randy.
Also with me on the show this morning is the Member of Parliament for the Northern constituency. He's also ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament, the Honourable Samuel Kujetu Ablakwa. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Doc.
Right. Well, if you're thinking of getting a toothpaste that will take care of the entire family and which is also affordable, then the recommended family toothpaste is KL 360 toothpaste and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. KL 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. KL 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using KL 360 toothpaste. KL 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use KL 360 toothpaste. KL 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu, and is available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. KL 360 toothpaste. Happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages, but worry no more. Lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumon or just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. All right. So, Nana, let me start off with you. I see your candidate, they started his campaign.
Yeah.
It's been going round. We saw him in the Eastern region, then he came to Domi Kwabenya, and then to Apiati.
Western region.
Yes, and we're told that he's doing a tour of Western. Is it Western or Western North? Western North.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So how is it going? And what is it saying? And how about the reception? And I see that Apiati is also taking the front pages of most of the papers, 124 new homes for the community.
Yeah. Well, let me wish our audience a good Friday morning. Fridays are always good days. Let me start with Apiati. Yes, we all know what happened at Apiati when a truck filled with some explosive ammonia or so exploded in the village. Some lives were lost. I think 9 or 10 people lost their lives. And also the community was destroyed by fire. This simple community with simple buildings, and they couldn't withstand the force of the explosion and the heat. Many of them were bent to the ground. It was a national disaster, and the government pledged to restore the community. Now, what happens in these instances of bad luck is that some good comes out of it. Now, 2 years or so down the line, or 3 years down the line, the community has been rebuilt, totally transformed, modern buildings, modern layouts, schools, the works. I mean, all the amenities that would make for a small township. So the place has been the status of the place is now no more a village, but a small town. And this is just the phase 1. And there will also be phase 2. So yesterday, the Vice President took advantage of the tour of the Western region to represent the President in commissioning, handing over the first phase. It's got a lot of amenities there that I am sure the people will be very proud of. Of course, they had gone through a tragedy and people have lost their lives, and at least some good is going to come out of it. I'm just looking at, so they have 124 new homes. They range from 1 bedroom to 7 bedrooms.
They have kitchen, bathroom. I mean, some modern houses. The inner roads have been constructed. Layout, modern layout. They have pipe-borne water. GetFund has also built a new community school. They've been connected to the national grid, so they have electricity. I hope they are not being affected by the current load shedding.
The president says it's ended.
Well, not quite. There are still small pockets. The community, they've also had a new market. And also about 50 houses that did not get destroyed, but they also had some funding to repair. And in the second phase, 67 more buildings have been constructed in the second phase. So it's turned out to be a good story in the end. You know, my own hometown in Sutem, we also suffered such a fate way back in the 1970s. I understand there was a big rainstorm and it ripped off the roofs of literally all the homes in the village. There was also flooding from the river Supon. There's a small river there, Supon, flooded. There was a major disaster, and this was during Professor Buzia, Prime Minister Buzia's time. And Jones Oforiatta was the MP for the area. So what came out was a new township was constructed. So where you have the Linda Door, that's part of the new township, was constructed. And when you go off the Accra Kumasi Highway, you go to the original village, which is still there. So some good came out of it. So you have the new Insutem and the new town and the old town. The same thing has happened with Piatti. I hope that a similar effort will be made in Samuel Kujato's constituency. This is taking a bit of time, but the same model should be adopted to provide houses and accommodation and amenities for those who were badly affected by the flooding in Samuel Kujato's place. Because this is the same thing, disaster. And the effort that was made to today restore Apiati should provide a blueprint for the disaster that happened at North Tongue.
So Apiati happened January 2022.
Okay.
Yes, I think it was the 20th or 22nd of January 2022.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's when it happened.
Mm.
And
so how many years now? 2 years.
Yes, and then government moved in swiftly, set up the fund, set up a board to oversee the restoration, got the Land Special Council or Authority, to do the planning and everything. They raised the funds, they started construction. Within 2 years, it's done. If you look at the Northern situation, 8 months on, zero.
Now, I've said that's it's delayed too much, but it's not late, and the PRT should provide a blueprint for
when was the budget read? Was it November? Last year. And we're told that 220 million has been voted for the place, and that 80 million out of that money has already been released. As we speak, has been released for some work there. That's what we were told in November, that 80 million cities has already been released in the budget. And no, 220 had been allocated, but 80 million had already been released out of the 220. From November, we are in May, so 6 months now. 1 CD of that 80 million has not been seen.
Really?
Yes.
But
I mean, the MPs here.
Okay,
Joy News. They just did a documentary on the flooding, the spillage and all that.
And they said there's nothing on the ground. But you met the minister recently. Anyway, I'm sure. But there's a new minister, our own brother Kojo Pong. And sometimes these things, it also comes with the dedication of who's in charge. I know Kojo Pong has been a bit more enthusiastic about dealing with the issue in Samuel Kujato. And I suspect Sammy's met it. Maybe Sammy can give us. But APIATI provides us with a blueprint, and it's not late to apply it to 8 months, but it's not late. Now, also, Baumia has been doing, the blueprint is the same for any politician on a tour. You meet people in their natural situations. So you go to schools, you go to markets, you go to places where people are already congregated. And the response has been warm, it's been massive. But I suspect if for the two main parties, if Mahama also is going on his community tours and so on, you get the same reaction. But we are happy that Baumia is also getting the same reaction. It's been quite massive. He's been meeting chiefs as part of the itinerary. Everywhere that he goes, he will meet the House of Chiefs, the traditional leaders, as part of the itinerary. Then he will meet youth groups and also people in their natural situations, in the markets and so on. So far it's going well. The momentum is exciting. I'm hoping to join them next week. Today they are starting with Western North. So over the last 2 days, 2.5 days, they have been in the Western region, met the chiefs, met specific traditional people, and also went to the markets and so on. So it's been exciting. The party's base, the grassroots, they had been a bit anxious that the campaign didn't seem to have started. And they see President Mahama doing his tours and getting a lot of attention. And so they were wondering why the Baumia campaign wasn't kicking off. But we were preparing the ground, laying the day-to-day activities. We finished it. He's bought into it. And it started. And it's not going to stop. It's going to cover all the 276 constituencies. And at the end of the day, we are confident that it would be a better alternative for the Ghanaian people than President Mahama. President Mahama has been there before. He came in 2012. He made a lot of promises, said a lot of things about his vision. 4.5 years later, Ghanaians showed their disappointment in his vision and in his performance. And so, if we are looking for a new person for the next 4 years, John Mahama has been tried and tested and failed. So, the natural choice should be Dr. Baumia, who's never been tried in that position. And we know that Ghanaians are going to buy into that message. So that's it about the tour.
Okay, Sam. We've seen APIATI.
Yes, let me begin by expressing my joy for the people of APIATI. If you have experienced, seen at first hand the effects of a disaster, being displaced, losing your home, losing your properties, your livelihoods, as in farms, shops, livestock, everything you have worked for, through a sudden disaster where you have no notice to salvage probably what is so critical in terms of your survival as a human being, you will really empathize with the people of Apiati. I begin from that point of view because my constituents, as I speak to you, 8 months down the lane, since the spillage from the Akosombo and Pond dams by the Volta River Authority, thousands continue to live in tents. We have on our own built settlements for 600 of them. But if you look at the scale of the disaster, we certainly, depending on the benevolence of Ghanaians, corporate Ghana, NGOs, embassies, and I must thank the good people of this country for the solidarity and the support they extended to us. We've mobilized that to do some housing and some other interventions to alleviate the plight of our people. But certainly, that cannot be adequate. Looking at the sheer numbers, we are talking about some 36 to 39,000 displaced people. If you look at the affected communities across the various constituencies, and the houses, according to NADMO, not less than 1,200 houses across from our constituency all the way to the other affected constituencies. So, on a daily basis, when we go around and we see the conditions, how people are living in destitution, living like refugees, you know, in their own homeland, living in tents, in congested classrooms, you cannot help but be very, very happy for the people of Apiati. Because at the end of the day, we are all Ghanaians. We share a common humanity. And so if there is a disaster in any part of Ghana, we are all affected. It diminishes our collective well-being and our collective value as a people. And so even though it's been long in coming, I take the view that government could have delivered this Apiati resettlement homes much earlier. The attitude of government when there is a disaster, the efficiency that must be brought to bear, we still do not see that. So Apiati explosion happened on the 20th of January 2022. It's taken some 2.5 years for these resettlement homes to be completed and handed over yesterday. The question that arises is that these 2.5 years, how were the people surviving? Where were they sojourning? How did they keep body and soul together? 2.5 years. I mean, we've seen other countries, other governments across the world, when there are disasters on this scale, they mobilize, and within weeks, they deliver.
I'm sure in the case of Apiati, they provided some temporary
there was some
relief for them and then decided to rebuild the township. So that's what is taking the 2+ years. But they provided them some temporary relief.
But that notwithstanding, I take the view that this could have been delivered much earlier. I mean, if you look at what we did with our housing project in 7 weeks, I really think that we need to compel our governments to be more efficient, to be more responsive to the plight of the people. This is a disaster. And I'm sure that if a certain urgent mindset, bringing on board our expertise, even our military, the Ghana Armed Forces and just focusing on urgent relief, I'm sure that maximum within 4 to 6 months, what we are seeing in Apiati could have been delivered, including all the phases. This is phase 1. We are told that phase 2 is going to follow. So I think that we should consistently push ourselves as a people towards excellence, towards being more empathetic and responsive in a timeous manner to the plight of our people. We see what happens elsewhere, what happens in other jurisdictions when disaster strikes. And I think that we have to really emphasize that point so that moving forward, we can put in place a blueprint, the mechanisms for swift response when these disasters occur. I must also add that if you look at what happened in the immediate aftermath of Apiati, you saw government moving in to get those responsible for the disaster to take responsibility. Doc, you remember the company called Maxam?
Yes.
Maxam.
Yes. They were fined.
Immediately they were fined $6 million. So that helped as some seed funds for the restoration effort. Their license was revoked. For their license to be restored, they had to pay $1 million. And then additional $5 million between March 1st, 2022 and August 2023. So I believe that they will have paid all the $6 million by August last year. Compare that to the attitude that government has demonstrated when it comes to the role of the VRA in the Akosombo Dam spillage. Why is the Volta River Authority not being asked to take responsibility, not being asked to dedicate funds towards the rehabilitation? Because if you look at what happened in our constituencies, the Volta River Authority decided on their own that on the 15th of March, they'll open the floodgates. It's not a natural disaster. It's not like an accident in Apiati. They decided. And by all indications, the emergency preparedness that they should have engaged in, getting the people out of harm's way, making sure that the people are evacuated with their valuables to higher ground, to safe locations. All of that were not done. And yet the VRA has gotten away with murder. Literally.
In the Joy documentary, I could tell a trading of accusations between Meteorological Agency and VRA.
And the VRA, yeah. As to who didn't...
What kind of accusations?
About
early warning,
the forecast,
yes,
weather forecast and all of that. You know. So we are asking,
but I thought
who takes responsibility?
There's going to be an investigation. It hasn't been done?
Yes, that hasn't been done. That hasn't
because
been.
it's only after the investigation that we'll see where the blame.
But in the case of Apiati,
well, at least it's 8 months on.
Yes, 8 months on.
Yes.
And you see, why are we waiting for only a parliamentary inquiry? The last time I checked with my deep throat sources at the VRA, they haven't even done an internal inquiry. So as I sit here, I'm living in fear of a recurrence. What lessons have been learned? And in this era of climate change, there's no guarantee that this will be prevented. Nobody has been asked to take responsibility. Nobody has been sanctioned. Nobody is bearing the brunt. It's as though we are no human beings.
This is extremely shameful.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, in the case of Apiati, Maxam is made to take responsibility. They are fined. Why is VRA being allowed to rather blame others, to pass the buck? As member of parliament for the area, VRA could not even call us that you are stakeholders. We are about to open the floodgates. These are the measures that we expect you, your chiefs, your assemblymen, DCs, key community leaders, take these measures. It took us by surprise. And VRA has not been sanctioned. They have not been fined. They have not been asked to play any role in the restoration of lives, livelihoods, and normalcy in Northtown, the epicenter, and the other constituencies. They have the effrontery to be blaming the meteorological agency and others, blaming everybody else other than themselves. Why? And
so
then,
what has the 80 million cedis been spent on?
And then the 80 million cedis. When we had that news, it was contained in the speech of the president at the 6th March address. We filed urgent questions to find out from the Works and Housing Minister what has been done with the 80 million cedis, what it was used for. Because it came to us as a surprise. The Works and Housing Minister said that he would have to provide a breakdown later. He was not sure if it has been set aside. There was a whole debate for over an hour, whether it's a set aside or it is a utilization. They couldn't tell us what it has been used for because there's nothing on the ground that shows exactly what the money has been used for. Absolutely nothing. So how do we feel as a people, as a country, that 8 months down the lane? I remember I filed another urgent question about Saglemi housing. Fortunately, Saglemi is less than a 40-minute drive from the epicenter, from Mefe. Again, the Works and Housing Minister tells us that they cannot provide Saglemi as a temporary housing for the people because there are some final works that have to be done in terms of water and connecting electricity and all of that. 8 months, we cannot connect water, electricity to Saglemi. We are allowing the Saglemi housing project to rot. I have no issue. This is without prejudice to accountability questions that the government may have. Continue with your accountability matters in court. If anybody has done anything wrong, if Ghana didn't get value for money, go ahead with your court cases. But at least put what has been put up by President Mahama to good use. A building project which is more than 90% complete, which can help alleviate the plight of your people, the suffering masses, victims of the VRA, no fault of theirs. They've done absolutely nothing to deserve what has happened to them. And yet, less than 40 kilometers, we drive past Saglemi every day. We see Saglemi empty and go and provide food and relief items to our fellow compatriots living in tents. Where is the conscience of the nation? Is this not a scar on the conscience of the nation? And as we speak, government has done absolutely nothing in terms of reconstruction and in terms of compensation. I would have thought that even if you can't start building houses for the people, at least come and compensate them. Start some compensation. The farming season is upon us.
So the last time you met the new minister, what was the outcome?
So the Works and Housing Minister visited the constituency and met with the chiefs and said that the chiefs should prepare land, that they will be returning to start construction soon. The chiefs then asked for the designs, if the designs were ready. And he said they are not ready. 8 months. Even designs are not ready.
So when you met him, what was the discussion?
That is the issue. We are still waiting. Waiting for designs, waiting for actual construction to begin.
And what did he tell you?
He says they will be back. We are waiting.
So the 80 million, is it what has been used for the designs?
You don't know. The minister couldn't tell us in Parliament.
Yeah, because it says 80 million has been released.
Has been released.
What has the 80 million been used for?
Now the minister was prevaricating between set aside and it's been utilized, and that later on he will come to Parliament with a breakdown. I mean, it's just a mess.
But have you engaged him away from the parliamentary floor? You haven't engaged him?
I have engaged him in Parliament.
Yeah.
After the parliamentary discussions, I engaged him, and he said, "Oh, don't worry, we will come. We'll come and start something soon."
So, on the 6th of March this year, this is a quote from President Akufo-Addo's speech.
Yeah.
Quote, as set out in the 2024 budget, the government has set aside 220 million cedis, of which 80 million cedis has already been released by the Ministry of Finance to support the ongoing rehabilitation efforts for the affected communities. Government will stop at nothing to restore normalcy to the lives and livelihoods of all affected persons. End of quote.
Yeah.
This is the president.
The president.
6th of March
Yes.
this year. It says 80 million has already been released by the Ministry of Finance.
And everybody is asking.
So what has the 80 million cedis
been released?
Been used for?
What has it been released for? What has it been used for?
This was in March.
Yes.
6 March.
Yeah. And since then, you haven't had any information?
No information.
And that's at 6 March. You were saying the money has been released already.
Yes, it's been released already. We asked in Parliament. The minister said he will come back later with a breakdown of what it has been used for. We are still waiting. And you see, Doc, what is worse? You know the rains have started.
Yes.
On Saturday, there was such a major downpour. I was there with them. And if you see, the tents, when it's raining, they have to move out. They'll be standing, babies, under trees. They are whipped by the rain.
Because of the floor?
Yes, because the tents are just on the bare floor. So, and we are now getting into the rainy season. So there will be more rains. Why are we treating? They've done nothing wrong to deserve this. Why are we treating fellow Ghanaians like that? And you see, when the president visited us, his statements did not inspire confidence. We actually felt insulted. Because why should how we vote, our voting pattern, be raised in this matter, in this disaster? Why should it come up? Why? So now people are doing comparisons and drawing parallels, and you can't blame them. Is it because at PRT they don't vote like the way the people of North don't vote? We had the president pointing his left finger at the chiefs, saying, you people, you don't vote properly. If it's not that this is a disaster and all the outcries, I won't be here. We had the president. Why do you do that? Then when you leave, even on that visit, one would have thought that you will have even come with relief items, because individuals came to visit, corporate organizations with relief items, came empty-handed, insulted us, left, and since then, nothing. So how do you convince us that this is not deliberate neglect? That you just are not punishing us because of how we vote? But we are all taxpayers. We are all Ghanaians. The whole of Ghana, every part of Ghana can't vote in a particular way. And you see, it's become a pattern with this president. When the Ekumfi chiefs called on him at the Jubilee House, he told them the same thing. That, look, my Kanukre, I'll be honest with you people, because you didn't vote for my MP, I
forgot about it.
Totally ignored you people when it comes to development. But now, since you visited and you are begging, I'll think again. And he goes to do the same thing during the Jisuba election. That no other MP can come and lobby me for a project. It is only an MPP MP. So how do you expect me to feel as an NDC MP? My people living in tents, thousands of them, in abject squalor. When I hear the president talk like that, wouldn't I feel that, so it's deliberate? Because I'm an NDC MP. If I was an MPP MP, our plight would be different. The president's own statements. Why? We've never seen this. The oath of office that the president swore is very, very clear. That you must be fair to all manner of persons. The presidential oath. It's here. So when the president, who takes an oath of office, that he will at all times preserve and protect, defend this constitution, and dedicate himself to the service and well-being of the people, and that he will do right to all manner of persons. Schedule 2 of the Constitution of Ghana. That's the presidential oath that the president swears. Is he reminded of the oath? Is he reminded of the Ghanaian Constitution, which frowns against discrimination? We all pay taxes. We are all citizens. We have an equal stake in the destiny of this country. So the president's pronouncements and his conduct does not inspire confidence. It is most offensive. And the president should not do that. We should all be treated equally without discrimination. Because you see, no president comes to govern with their own resources. It's not as though President Akufo-Addo, is some monarch who conquered by war and is looted, is the spoils of war that he is distributing. No. You came through the ballot. It's a democracy. We are paying taxes. It is national revenues that you are managing. And if you read even the directive principles of state, the Constitution even enjoins our leaders to make sure that there's affirmative action. The vulnerable, rural Ghana, the underdeveloped, there has to be even conscious efforts. They should even be your priority. Invest more in those sectors to bring everybody up, to be on an even keel. So what's going on under this president? So as we celebrate what has happened in Apiati and express our joy for them, we are reminded of our pain, and it gets emotional. I have served notice, and I've already given the instruction to my lawyers. We are going to take a class action. The victims are now signing the court documents. Will soon go to court because, what can an MP do again? We've done everything. Mobilize on our part to do something on the ground. Compensation. Compelling the government to be alive to its responsibilities and to compensate all the victims. In North Town alone, there are about 12,600 victims. They all deserve to be compensated. We have done some valuation of what people are entitled to. And under the Ghanaian Constitution, they must be compensated. Because if we say we will wait, 8 months has come already. We've filed questions. We've made statements on the floor. Look, we even made a statement about replacing even voter IDs, health insurance cards, passports. We've been ignored. Nobody cares. The VRA can't be bothered. They've all left. Do you know that initially when the disaster happened, VRA was providing water. They brought some poly tanks to the camps. They've packed all of it. They've left. So we now have to be providing water. St. Kizito Secondary School, that camp, I had to go and renovate the place for the students to go back. Government simply has abandoned us. So we are left with no choice, because if we say we'll just keep, pleading, we shouldn't be begging for government to do what it has to do under the Constitution. It's obligation to the people. So we are headed to court, and let's hope that the judiciary will compel the Akufo-Addo-led executive to carry out its obligations. We have been left with no other choice than to take this path.
This business about PRT having taken too long, I don't know where that one is from. What government promised the people of PRT has been delivered. Your production wasn't showing the new PRT. I just realized that they've started showing it. They were showing the old PRT. But 2 years, they've delivered, and they are still delivering. You have to give government credit where credit is due. We have all lamented that this same model can be applied to or should be applied to your area. And so all of us lament about a delay. And we've been told some monies have been voted. And so we want to see what the monies have been done, what the monies have been used for. So all of us are concerned. But as for PRT, government has delivered. And you must give government credit for that. Now, Sami, so you still hold a view that somebody is to be blamed for the flooding in your area?
Yes, yeah. The VRA must take responsibility, yeah. Firmly.
That they actually deliberately caused the flooding?
They did not prepare us, notify us. They could have even done radio announcements. Doc, you are in the media. Did you hear if any
right on this
jingles,
show, we demonstrated that the VRA had lied.
They didn't give warnings.
No, what they claimed, because the chiefs, who are key stakeholders, the members of parliament, who are key stakeholders, all were unaware
of the sensitization.
Any sensitization. Yeah. So if there's going to be a sensitization that includes the people moving from where they are to safer grounds, yes. How can that kind of sensitization be done without the chiefs, without the members of parliament, without the development of the assemblymen and the associations and all that? So what happened?
Well, if the sensitization wasn't done well, then there's a problem.
And they should have even made sure that the people have evacuated physically. Yeah. Elsewhere, that's what they do.
Yeah, because this is not like the PAT one where there was an explosion there. So I heard sitting here announcement that they were going to open the gates.
Yes.
But if the community sensitization wasn't done, but I heard the announcement.
Yes, that was like 2 days or so.
A few days, they issued a press statement.
Yes.
But like you are saying, there should have been deeper sensitization and then evacuating the people and so on. So we can look at that. I don't have a problem. But Sami, the president's comments that you quoted.
You should condemn the president.
I think that you are overflogging the issue.
What?
Because as we speak, there are major developments in NDC areas, are there not? The way you speak is like if you don't vote NPP.
I'm quoting the president.
Yes,
Should
I know.
The president be saying this?
I'm saying you're quoting the president. You are saying that what the president is saying can give rise to this interpretation. No, I don't have a problem.
You as president would never talk like this. Have we ever had any of our presidents since Nkrumah talk like this?
Please.
No, don't try.
Can I speak small?
No, I mean what you are doing.
I'm saying that you are.
We are pained. We are pained. Our president should not be talking to us.
I'll just keep quiet. It's okay.
Our president should not be talking to us like that. Don't justify it.
No, if you let me, then I'll keep quiet.
Let's hear what Nana wants to say.
What is this? You spoke for 40 minutes. I didn't interrupt.
Nana, let's hear what you want to say.
I'm saying that you are overflogging the issue.
Why?
Because you cannot say that there are no developments in NDC areas. Can you say that? I don't know how.
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, but he says that the president says if you don't vote for him, there'll be nothing for you. But I'm saying on the ground, is that the case?
I thought he was speaking about a particular issue.
So I'm saying that.
And using the president's utterances.
I'm saying that in this country, you go to areas that vote NDC, there are massive developments.
List them.
If you are going to say that what the president said means that if you don't vote NPP, you won't get nothing. That would not be the truth.
So what would explain what is happening? What would explain
happening where?
The flood disaster areas. What would explain why we have what we have as we speak today?
But we all agree there has been a delay. We all agree. But you cannot say that the delay is because the people don't vote NPP. Can you say that?
But as the president
itself has been there. Listen, yes. The president has been there, hasn't he?
Yes.
And what did the president tell us when he came?
If the president hasn't even, what you said, your expectation is that some work has to be done. If the work hasn't been done, we can talk about the delay. But you cannot say that the work hasn't been done because you vote NDC. Can you say that? Why would you say that?
It's the president who introduced this to the matter.
Why would you think?
Why should the president come and tell us about how we vote?
Can I finish?
Condemn how we vote during a disaster.
Can you put your hand on your heart and say that no work, as far as you are concerned, I'm sure there's some work there, but even you, let's say there's no work or the work has delayed. Can you say that it's because it's an NDC area? You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
The president
if the work has delayed, this APRT place, I don't even know how they vote. I don't even know how they vote. But so if there has been a delay in delivering relief to the people of North Tongue, we'll talk about the delay. And we would urge government to be more forthcoming.
Nana, let me ask you.
You yourself, you read that the president says some monies have been released.
Yes.
So we have to find out what has happened to the money and so on. That's why I was asking you, have you engaged the Minister for Works, the new Minister for Works and Housing? What did he say and so on? These are the issues that, because the president himself has made a public announcement that so much has been voted and some of it has been released. So there's an intention to bring relief to the people. If the intention hasn't translated to action on the ground, it's something that all of us want to look at but to say that nothing has been done because the people there vote NDC is not right.
So Nana, so a disaster has occurred in a part of Ghana, which has rendered thousands of citizens homeless. They've lost everything that they have. Their livelihoods, everything is gone. The President of the Republic visits the place for the first time. And in speaking to the people, he refers to their voting party. Who does that?
What did he say about their voting party?
That you don't vote for.
What did he say about their voting party?
No, just so that I don't misquote the president, I would let them play the video so we all hear exactly what the president said.
Yeah, but you are saying he referred to. So what did he refer to?
He spoke about the fact that they don't vote for.
Yes, that we don't vote for
his party.
And so why is he there?
No, but I'm saying, Nana, the question I said there is a disaster. Thousands of Ghanaian citizens.
So you can say that his comment. If you tell
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Go on.
So the president goes there. And he goes to visit people in that state.
You are repeating it.
In that condition.
You are repeating what I'm saying.
And then, no, let me finish. And then he goes to say this. And proud to he going there, the people do not experience any serious effort by government to come to their aid. From when he made that statement and left, they have not seen any serious commitment on the part of government to come to their aid. The president speaks about money put in the budget, which we're told in November, and talks about the release of 80 million. The people still don't see anything. You do not think that it will be fair for them to refer to the president's comments
now
and say that they believe that it is that will be the reason why nothing has happened there.
Granted all that you are saying, does it mean that if government has not been proactive on the ground, does it mean that it's because the people vote NDC? Why did the president go there? If he didn't want to go there because the people vote, he thought the people vote NDC. Why would he go there?
Why did he say what he said?
Why would he go and commit the monies that he
Why did he say what he said?
So if you say that his comments at that time was inappropriate, I don't have a problem. But to say that nothing has been done because they are NDC.
But it will be difficult. You see, it will be difficult.
Why is the proof?
Nana, it will be difficult for anybody.
Let me ask you one question. So in North Tongue, have you been there?
Many times.
Are you saying that government has done nothing in the Volta region or nothing in North Tongue?
Nana, we are speaking about.
I had an NDC MP in the Volta region talking about the massive projects in his constituency and how he's using that to campaign for re-election. Can you put your hand on your heart and say that in the Volta region, there's been no government project.
Nana,
Can you say
Nana,
that?
I will not even get.
So if you
Nana,
tell
I
me,
will even get to. Yes,
if you tell me that the comments were inappropriate in your view, I don't have a problem.
No, even
but to say that,
but in your view, they are appropriate.
To say that, no.
Nana, in your view, they are appropriate. You support the comment. That's what you're telling us.
For me, even
why is he putting words in my mouth? Now I'm saying that to say that nothing has happened, because they are NDC, cannot be true.
So Nana, even beyond the president's,
you don't agree?
Nana, even beyond the president's comments, even beyond the president's comments, the fact that a state-owned organization,
which one?
VRA, in doing what it says he must done, has wreaked such havoc on people. People who we have not been told are living at illegitimate or illegal places. And the fact that they couldn't even find places to sleep.
So what's the point?
What to eat, what to drink.
What is the point?
And as we speak, the Republic of Ghana has not gone to their aid.
Yes.
We have had to rely on benevolent private persons and organizations to get them to where they are today. We are here today celebrating a good story about Piatti.
Yeah.
We are here celebrating how, when a government decides to be responsible and alive to its responsibilities, it can be able to alleviate the pain and suffering of these people. And we are juxtaposing that against what has happened in another part of this country.
So you have said all of this, and all of us at this table have lamented the slowness of government response, haven't we?
Not a slowness,
but to say
the zero. It's not slowness. Zero.
You even let's admit it's zero. Let's go by your word that it's zero. How do you come to the conclusion that it's zero because the people are in this?
Because the president introduced that. The president,
the president
should not have talked about voting pattern when he visited us during a disaster. You don't do that.
How do you come to the conclusion that it's zero, if we admit what you are saying, because they are NDC?
But Sami has been giving you the answer.
Because what the president
Your president introduced that.
The president, if the people are NDC, so the president believes they don't deserve any government support, why would he go there? Who could arrest him if he didn't go there?
Banana, who does that?
No, I'm saying, so if you say that the comment, you see, you are confusing things.
Do you have to defend everything? Do you have to defend everything?
Please.
I can't believe
you have to condemn everything. I don't know what you get.
I can't believe this.
If you say that the president's comment at that point was inappropriate, it's a fair view. But to say that nothing has happened there, even if nothing has happened, because they are NDC, I don't buy that. If they are NDC and the president or the government doesn't feel they deserve anything, why would they be making announcements about the monies that have been voted and the monies that they say have been released? Why would the president go there?
What is the effect of an announcement if there's nothing?
You recall that even with this announcement, you recall that it was after I criticized the president following his State of the Nation address, and he ignored our plight, did not comment about the disaster.
So it's your criticism that forced the president to make this
how on earth, the biggest disaster of that the president did not say a word.
Let's move away from that.
After that round condemnation,
the president
then he goes in his 6 March address.
So the president
talk about some 80 million release,
so the president
which we cannot
the
find.
The president responds to you, fine, that's fine.
Where is the 80
Randy,
million?
the basic point is that
Nana, you're a government communicator. Be telling us what the 80 million has been used for.
No problem. I'm saying that, and I'll make that point very without any fear of it. We can complain about government's response. In fact, we've done that this month. In fact, I even started a complaint. But to say that there hasn't been adequate response because the people are NDC, how can you make that?
Your president introduced that.
Because in various NDC areas, we can talk about a lot of projects.
The president didn't know that. He didn't know this when he came to tell us that we don't vote for him during a disaster. Who does that? I mean, things are raw. The disaster is fresh. We've lost everything.
The man is standing.
We are in total distress.
The man is standing
we are
with your
traumatized,
people.
And you come and tell us that.
The man has gone to meet with your people. He's gone to meet with them and he's saying that, you people don't vote for me. I believe it's a light-hearted remark. But if you say that was inappropriate...
You make a light-hearted remark in the crisis.
So I'm saying that if you believe it's inappropriate, I don't have a problem. But to say that government hasn't attended upon the people because they are NDC, that cannot be true.
So Nana, if you are a victim, whether it is true, Nana, whether it is true or not, if you are a victim, you are a victim, or you are even any ordinary citizen,
like me,
and you sit back, and you look at what has happened since this disaster occurred till today, in terms of government's response, and you juxtapose that against the president's comment, and you come to the conclusion that the president's comment could have a relation with why nothing has happened. Would you be wrong?
And so what you are saying is that nothing has happened because the people are in DC.
I am saying that.
That's what you are saying.
No.
Is the president who introduced that.
I'm sitting in front of you.
Yes.
I'm not.
And I'm also sitting.
Yes, I'm not outside here.
Yeah.
So we are all hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that if anybody who lives in that area, that community, or any other Ghanaian who wonders how come from when this thing occurred till today, nothing concrete has happened. And the person juxtaposes that against the president's comment.
And concludes.
And the person then comes to a conclusion that perhaps nothing has happened because the president has referred to their voting pattern. Will that person be wrong?
Well, no, that is the person's view. I am saying I don't share that view.
Oh no, it doesn't matter if you don't share.
Because I will find it strange, and I believe every objective Ghanaian will find it strange to conclude that not much has happened at Northtown because they are NDC.
So what will explain it? That's the question I keep asking.
All of us have complained. Even as recently as March, last month, the president was talking about it. You just read it to me, I didn't even hear. Just last month, the president was talking about Northtown. So if the talk has not translated to action or activity on the ground, we can lament about that.
No, but what will inform that? I'm just asking why. Why would that happen?
Why is it all the time that government is able to respond as quickly as we want? So we can blame the lack of the action and the rhetoric. But to say that that inactivity or inaction is because the people are NDC, I will never buy that.
Blame the president.
I will never buy that.
Blame the president. For anybody who reaches that conclusion,
even if you want to blame the president, he's been there, he's talked to the people, you say you haven't seen us, so you are blaming the president. It's fine. But to say that nothing has happened because they are NDC is wrong. It's a wrong conclusion.
So what is right?
Because there are so many areas even in the Volta region and even in Northtown,
where we've had this kind of disaster.
One second. Are you saying, because to be able to support that conclusion, you need to show the government hasn't done anything in NDC areas? You need to show.
We are speaking about a particular area. Now, why do we want to extend it to other places?
That particular area, you are saying that government has done nothing because the people are NDC. So how about what government has done in other NDC areas?
I didn't ask the president to go and introduce the issue of voting pattern.
It's fine.
During a crisis. I didn't do that.
But we said that if you find those comments at that point inappropriate, fine, it's a fair conclusion. But to say that nothing has been done about Northtown because they vote NDC, that cannot be.
So what would then explain it?
Listen, I have told you my view. If your view is that it's an NDC thing, take it. You can
I have not said it's
I will never support it.
See, Nana,
that's what you are telling me.
Nana, please.
Nana,
hold on.
It's okay.
Please, no.
Take it. It's NDC, so government.
Nana, please.
But that's what you are saying.
You know what you are doing. Stop it.
What am I doing?
Stop it.
What are you doing?
It is Sami Okujetu.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Sami Okujetu Ablakwa.
What are you doing?
Who said that?
No,
on the basis.
You have to withdraw that.
What
do you mean?
Nana, because you know that is not what I said.
What are you doing?
No, Nana, you know that the allegation you made against me is not what I said.
Okay, what did you say?
It is Sami Okujetu Ablakwa, who in lamenting the inaction of government, then refer to the statement of the president.
Yes. And I said I don't agree.
Yes. So
and then what did you say?
So, and then I asked you that what else would explain what has happened, the inaction there.
And I've told you
yes
that if government hasn't responded, is it always that we're happy with government response? Is it always, even Okujato said the 2 years, even disappeared.
Yes.
Okujato is not happy.
Yes.
He says that it's taking 2 years. So then somebody says that it's taking 2 years because Apiati people don't vote NPP. Why? Is it always that we're happy with government's action? But to say that government hasn't acted according to the way that all of us expect because the people vote NDC, it cannot be the correct interpretation. But if you choose to have it, it's fine. I don't have a problem. But I'm saying to you that it cannot be. You may say that the president has talked about voting pattern, and you may say that it's inappropriate. But to say that it is because the people vote NDC, that's why. Because that's the feeling of the president of the country. Why would the president go there? Why would he be talking about the people in March? Why? So there has been a lag between the rhetoric and the action. All of us agree. I'm the first person here who even said this model of Apiati should be applied to Northton, and that is not late. So all of us are not happy with the lag between the rhetoric and the action. But to say that lag between the rhetoric and the action is because the people vote NDC, I don't agree. Because otherwise, why would the president go there? If he doesn't want to do anything because the people don't vote for him or his party, why would he go there?
But he's gone there.
Why would he be talking about
he's gone there.
Yes.
And nothing has happened.
Yes.
He has spoken about it.
Yes.
And nothing has happened.
Yes. So the people are in this.
That's not the point I'm making. I'm saying that.
Oh, so what is the point? Maybe I misunderstood.
The fact that he's gone there. I am just telling you that if on the basis of the president's rhetoric
and the inaction.
Yeah. And I'm saying that the president is the one who went to introduce the issue of voting pattern. So anybody who sits back and on the basis of the inaction, that's why I kept asking why, what explains the inaction? And I've not had any answer as to what explains the inaction. So I'm saying that if anybody sits back and listens to the president's rhetoric, and like Sami alluded to,
and the person concludes it's because the people are in this.
I'm saying, as Sami alluded to,
yes,
you know, he mentioned what the president said with the Konfi people, what he said at Ejisu, and then what he said when he met these people. So I'm saying that for anybody who wonders why the inaction, irrespective of the rhetoric and the president going there, and the person concludes that it could have something with the president's statement. The person,
with the voting pattern.
Yeah, the president's statement with respect to the voting pattern. The person cannot be faulted. That's all the point I'm making.
Why can they not be faulted? Well, it's an opinion that they share.
Yes.
I do not share that opinion.
That's fair.
Yes. So because if the president doesn't want to do anything for people who don't vote NPP, why would he travel to Northton? Why? Who was forcing him to go to Northton? Why would he be speaking about Northton 3-4 months after the event, on March 6th, and be talking about Northton and what government wants to do? Why would he be talking about it? If indeed the people are NDC and so the government intends to do nothing for them, why would they be talking about it? The president could sit down and ignore the situation. Who was going to arrest him? Who was going to take him to court?
What's the point in saying something? In saying something about somewhere when nothing has happened. What's the point?
No. So I'm saying that we can lament about the inaction. And I'm saying to you, and you would agree, that I'm even the first to lament about the inaction. And I've said that I'm hoping that that inaction can be corrected very quickly. And that there's a new minister and so on. I was asking Sami about interaction with the new minister. So all of us are worried and concerned about the inaction. But to run from the inaction to conclude that the inaction is because the people vote NDC. And so they are being discriminated against. And I heard Samuel Kujoto reading about how you shouldn't discriminate. To say that the people are being discriminated against because there has been a delay in action and that this discrimination is there because they are NDC. I don't agree.
Okay. The only thing is that what I heard Sami say was that he referred to the president's comments. He didn't say that in isolation.
Yes.
Yes.
But I've also referred to the president's comments. And I'm saying that if you tell me that in that situation, the president shouldn't have made those comments, it's fair. But to run to the conclusion that no action has been taken, or the kind of action we expect hasn't happened because the people are NDC. Because, you see, then you have to show that areas which are NDC have not seen anything from the government. We cannot say
Can
that.
we use 2 areas?
And I'm
two
saying
areas
to you
where
that,
there's been...
my last one. As for government and our expectation, we all have issues with expectations that we expect from government. And I give you the example that even with Apiati, Samuel Kujeto says his expectations have not been met.
But you disagreed with him. I even pointed out to him in terms of the relief efforts and others, that's separate from reconstruction of the community.
Which I agree with you. But he says that his expectation has not been met in terms of the time.
You thought it could be quicker?
Yes, so I'm saying that as for our expectation of government, all of us cannot say that our expectation and what government does is 100%. There's no problem. But to come to the conclusion that because our expectation has not been met, we can blame government for the tardiness. We can tell government that you are not being fair to the people. Time is running out. Rain is coming. You said you voted some money. You haven't explained where the money is, so we cannot. We can say all of that is fine. Because it's not always that we are happy with government. But to come to the conclusion that our expectations have not been met in this matter because the people vote NDC is not right.
Okay. But my comment on that is I blame the president. All right. Okay.
Blame the president for what?
For his commentary. It's his commentary that is giving room for the introduction of that angle.
I mean, it's not all the time that we are all happy with the comments by our presidents. So I agree. But to say that it is his comments and all the inaction is because the people voted this, because then you would have to explain how there are so many other projects in the Volta region, in other areas. This Apiati thing that we are even talking about, we haven't even discussed that. I don't know how they vote. Which constituency is that?
I think they voted NPP. The previous MP was MPP. And then the current MP is NDC. The previous is the lady, Barbara Tinjesi, the Honorable Barbara Tinjesi.
Because I saw her in the footage.
That was her constituency. Okay. That's where she lost.
Okay. So I saw her.
She was MP. Yeah.
Okay. So even as we speak, Apiati didn't vote NPP.
Yes, in 2020. Yes.
But they've got this done for them. So what is it? Even that one alone negates the conclusion that we are being forced to accept by Samuel Kujeto. So if there's government inaction, let's look at why the government has not been as active as we thought, or even as they promised. But to say that inaction is because the people do not vote NPP, you cannot come to.
I've told you to go blame the president for anybody who reaches that conclusion or has that opinion.
But in anything we can blame the president. He himself has said that he holds the power, so he takes responsibility.
This is not responsibility. This is not responsibility for
don't say that he hasn't exercised a certain responsibility.
I mean, how would people have even taken it? If, for example, with Apiati thing, the president had gone there and said that you people, the last election, you didn't vote for my candidate. Yeah. How would people have even taken it if he had passed the comment like that?
I have told you, Randy, that it is not always that we are happy with the pronouncements of our leaders. Are we?
So let's tell them.
So we can tell them. But to
let's tell
move
them.
beyond telling them.
They shouldn't create the...
Yeah, fine. They shouldn't create those things. We cannot talk about presidents and how they spoke it. But to move from that observation to the conclusion that because the people don't vote for the president, how can you make that observation? Ask somebody to want to beat us with this.
We'll be back shortly.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bipe, emuno nkikamu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tieno pepepe.
Ya the fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo ede. Ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoa yatum.
Jedan jama washing powder fufo na. Wodi nra ahoro a ebo ma yi nkikaya asoro no adi.
Eyesham. Emma wonsa ho nhihye. Ena epu ehuro nsu yi. Eyi nkikaya nkasa.
Oh, I still to be.
The Jamal washing powder for furnace sachets akesi enum aba. Eyi nkikaya nkasa.
Anima. For Jamal washing powder, bottle 30. Can you ma ode beji awari?
New Jamal washing powder. Emanya meniti. Ne musu ye sham. Ohukafo a oma wontade eniti. FDA aje edwede nkrato yatumu.
Rise and shine. It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is Friday, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome. In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Baby, a Samuel Wibia. Nanso, Yari, Simisapa, a Dumpemu Yari.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tie no pepepe.
Ya the fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede. Ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoa yatum.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have Nana Akomi and Samuel Kujetu at Black Waba. What does wealth mean to you? You want to live like a tycoon? Remember, God's got the Mola, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some mola. Nobody beats out in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by a National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Ayesoko, that could somewhat down be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control of every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. And Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go and grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 1281900 055 001 All right. So just before we move on, let me just. Okay, so Sammy, last week we were here discussing Buankra. Okay, I see that you have done a post on the Keta port. You moved from Buankra to Keta, and then this morning you've done another post.
Yeah,
this morning, just this morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we are still looking at the terrible wastage of resources, the breach of our laws, the constitutional violations, the disregard for Parliament resolution on the Buankra inland port and logistics terminal matter. However, in pursuing that matter and unearthing more documents, intercepting more documents, which further muddies the waters, it has also come to the fore that that very strange decision that President Akufo-Addo took in March of 2019, very strange decision, to appoint a director to a non-existent port, the Keta port. Many analysts, many MPs, many experts have questioned that decision. For more than 5 years, we have been paying this director of the non-existent Keta port full allowances, full salaries, vehicles, perks of office, very juicy. Now, the latest documents we have intercepted reveal that the government is now, under very controversial circumstances, now allocating funds for the first project, which is an administration block at the Keta port.
Well, that should be good news.
I don't know how good a news this is, when we should have avoided the wastage of scarce resources. Look, all of these decisions, these indiscretions, must be situated in proper context. They are responsible for the economic crisis that we find ourselves in. The insolvency, the bankruptcy, the fact that we have overtaxed everybody and now businesses are leaving this country in droves. Economic climate is at an all-time worst situation. How do you appoint somebody to a non-existent port? I mean, I recall when we were building the University of Health and Allied Sciences in the Volta region, or the University of Energy and Natural Resources in the then Brongahafu region, or the University of Environment and Sustainable Development in the Eastern region. Then we appoint a vice chancellor, even before construction begins. I mean, who does that? Or we are constructing E-blocks, and we appoint a headmaster, recruit a new headmaster, paying the headmaster, even before construction begins. I mean, things that we have never seen in our history. And look, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is one of the finest institutions we have in our country. You have tremendous expertise at that institution. They could have overseen the establishment of a port in Kenya.
The Director General is very knowledgeable.
Very, very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable.
I mean, that area,
very knowledgeable.
The people there.
Try and get a
Is it Michael?
You know,
Lungunji or something? The same person.
Not
Michael.
Yeah, I think so.
So the expertise at the GPHA has never been questioned. Why carry out this additional recruitment under very, very expensive terms and saddle the taxpayer with this wastage? So this 10th October 2023 letter signed by the Transport Minister, the Honorable Kweku Furesiano, reveals that the government is seeking to allocate 50% of dividends that will be declared by Meridian Port Services, and that will be used for phase 1 of Buankra and the administration block of the port of Keta. Of course, after all these years of no activity, total wastage, the elections are upon us. What can we hurriedly, put together? What scheme can we put together and create the impression that something is being done at Keta, a place which, the site, which you remember that many people became like a tourist site. Many people go there. They had this miserable looking signpost. So people go there and take pictures. Place had been overgrown with weeds. Now, the elections are here. Let's see if we can
do something.
Pretend to be doing something. You know, so they say
so they're going to put up with an administrative block.
Michael Achagwe Luguje.
They'll use the dividends from Mohammed's MPS project. But you see,
how much money?
What 50% of their 2022 dividend?
Which is how much?
You know, so far.
They're going to apply it to develop the port, the Keta port.
Build an admin block.
An admin block, not the port itself, just an admin block. You know, you people want to.
Because I saw the letter that's called. I saw a figure in the first or second paragraph.
So far with Buankra and then this administration block, it's $41.9 million.
That's what will go
into Buankra and then the administration.
So how much is going to be spent on administration block?
We do not know at this point. We are still.
You can always find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I have a problem with this.
You know, and the question. There's so many questions. I mean, why should we? Are we sure this is the best way to use the dividends of MPS?
So Sammy, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just before you continue with your inquiry, your questions and everything, and Nana, please hear me out too. This Keta port business.
Yes.
All the talk about appointing a director of the port and all those things. We're told not too long ago that government has commissioned feasibility as far as that project is concerned. Has the feasibility been concluded? What are the details of the feasibility?
Good question.
Because we first of all must establish the feasibility and what it says before anybody would think of spending millions of dollars to go and build an admin block.
Yeah. To that effect. Now, this 50% dividend, we are talking about a colossal $41.9 million. $41.9 million.
So that's 42 million.
Yeah, so about $42 million for Buankra and this administration block. Now, if you look at what GPHA has been asked to do in Buankra, we still insist that it is an egregious violation of the parliamentary resolution on Buankra. This is not the arrangement. This is not what GPHA was asked to do. Now, GPHA did not take part in the tender for the Buankra project. They did not. We are not even sure whether these sums of money going into this project, which is going to accompany Jasmine, which was not, properly procured under our procurement law, whether we are getting value for money. And I've talked about how analysts say, and there's a valuation report I have cited, that what has been done there so far should not exceed $4 million. But now we have shot up. The previous documents I had pointed to $36 million. Now we know it's $41.9 million. So what is going on? So that whole sector is messy. And to the extent...
But GPHA is now a shareholder of, what's the name of the company? Ashanti Port Services.
Even that, the mess deepens, where there are other letters suggesting that GPHA is no longer a shareholder, but has taken over the project, according to the minister.
After buying minority shares?
Yes.
I think it's
because the minister is arguing that the Ashanti port hasn't brought the money required, even though they have sabotaged Ashanti port. Last week I read the Afro-Exim, letter. It's incredible. So you don't come back to Parliament, amend the resolution. GPHA hasn't participated in any tender. Jasmine has not been properly procured, and you are going ahead and say that, look, you direct GPHA to take over the project, and taxpayer funds in such countries are being released to GPHA. So now GPHA is no longer a shareholder, even though the share certificate they have. You recall that for that share certificate, instead of paying that money, the share funds to Ashanti, they paid it to Jasmine, the contractor. Now the minister is saying that GPHA has taken over. They are the ones who execute the project.
Because of non-performance on the part of Ashanti.
Yes, on the part of Ashanti. And then out of those funds, you say you are going to use part of it for a Keta administration loan. Where you've appointed a director for 5 years, doing what? So it's just a mess. A president who assured us that he will protect the public purse. These are not the things you do. These are not the
things. I wish that the Ministry of Transport, we have a PR, public relations directorate, and it's time that I believe they need to come and explain some of these issues. Let me start with the Keta port. There are so many directors in the ministry. As some you've worked at the ministry, so there are so many directors. Now, the Keta, if the ministry decides that the Keta port project is of such magnitude in terms of the whole concept and the impact of that building a whole port at Keta next to the port at Lomé and all of that. And the ministry decides that is a major aim of the ministry, and they have a director at the ministry to oversee issues regarding the port. I don't see what the problem is. Because they have so many directors. In the ministry, your organogram, you have the minister, deputy minister, and the chief director. And the chief director, you can have about 10 directors. So when I was, let me give you one example. You can have director for manpower, so many directors. So if they decide to have somebody to oversee the one project that they believe is of importance,
that's not what they did. They recruited a new person from outside. They didn't use the directors you're talking about who are already in the system. Nobody will have criticized that if that's what they did.
So you mean they recruited somebody?
Somebody from outside, yes.
But specific.
Okay.
Maybe the person has a certain expertise in terms of development of port. So you have to look at the CV of that person. If the CV of that person answers to the needs of a port development, then we'll be in a bit. But like I'm saying, all of this.
So this Keta port director, is it with the ministry or GPHA?
I'm not sure. Is it the ministry or GPHA?
It's with GPHA. And GPHA is an agency under the ministry.
But like I'm saying, they have so many directors.
Because there's a director for Tema Port. I think there's a director for Tabi Port.
Yes, but those ones are existing. Yes. But like I'm saying, they have.
At this rate, they will soon appoint a director for Bankrupt Port.
If they have,
if there isn't one of them,
if they have, they regard this Keta as of such a magnitude, they can appoint a director to oversee the developments. And for me, my interest is to look at the CV of that person. And if that person's CV shows that he's got some experience in the development of ports, I don't see what the problem is. Now, there's obviously been a lot of feasibility work on the Cater Port. It's just that the ministry has not been forthcoming. Because like you're saying, even every year, there should be some press meeting or media meeting to talk about the steps that are being taken, to keep the public. If the information isn't there and there's a vacuum, you can easily give rise to some of the things that Samuel Okujedo is talking about. So
I asked a question because we do feasibility studies for a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the face of it, you might talk about an airport or a port or some project.
Yeah.
However, the feasibility is done to establish whether
it is viable.
It is viable or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you've done this feasibility, the first step is that the report on the feasibility ought to be made.
But you are saying what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just reiterating your point that the information gap should be bridged, that the ministry should provide more information. Because obviously some work is being done. There's been a director there in place for 4 years. Obviously he's been doing some work. So now if they are moving towards physical development, and Samuel Okujedo says that they're now going to put us some administrative facilities in Cater, it means that they've done the feasibility, they are sure that that port is viable. Look, I don't want to speak for the ministry, I don't speak for the ministry, but at some meeting that the ministry, because we also...
You operate in that?
Yes, they were briefed about the developments in Cater Port. This was last year. And I asked some questions at that meeting regarding the viability because of the proximity of Lomé Port. And Lomé is a free port. So if you're going to do a port at Cater, it's going to compete directly with Lomé because it's just a short distance for the next town.
I'm told it's not free now.
Lomé.
Yes.
Okay. But at the time that we were speaking, it was a free port. And so I asked that question, and some explanation was given that showed that they had done some feasibility and all of that about the viability. And then they actually told me that, well, this is a short meeting, so they would like to meet me. That's the director of Cater Port.
Okay.
They would like to meet me to give me fuller information. But this is about a year ago. So obviously some work is being done, but there's an information vacuum, obviously, because we don't know what has happened in the last 3 years or 4 years, what the director has been doing, what feasibility has been done, what does the feasibility point to? Because now if they are moving to providing administrative facilities, it means that they are happy with the feasibility and they think that they should move. And so that should be provided. Short of a question from Parliament about what is going on at Cater, I think the ministry itself should be, at least the director who has been appointed, part of his job is to let the Ghanaian people know what is going to happen at Cater. If it's going to happen, it's such a massive project that it shouldn't be something that should be kept as an internal matter. With this Boankra thing, like I said, I don't speak for the ministry. Depending on who you speak to, everybody believes they are in the right. After the first discussion that Sammy brought here, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, for some reason, right after we finished the discussion, I got a call. I was approached by the Ashanti Port Services. The office is just around the corner. And he said, oh, Honorable, if you are just around the corner, can you pass through my office? And when I said, oh, if you are just here. So I went there, just 2 minutes drive. And said, look, all that Sammy is saying is true. And that he basically repeated what Sammy had said. And then He said he's petitioning this office and that office and so on. Incidentally, the consultant to the project, which is Vision Consult, which I didn't even know, Sami mentioned it. We at STC, we are in collaboration with that Vision Consult. There's this chap, he used to be at DVLA. Somebody should remember his name. Is it Apia? Noble Apia?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They are these Vision people. And then one Dr. York. They are these Vision people. Okay. And we are doing some work with them in our valuation services at STC. They brought in new equipment, modeling to the digital equipment and so on. So we are in partnership with them. So incidentally, he called me and said, Honorable, this thing, I heard you people talk about it on TV and so. So he came to my office and he also came and briefed me. What he told me is that the Ashanti Port Services, they won the tender. It was in sole source. They won the tender, but they have breached all the conditions of the contract that was given them. The timeline for raising money, they couldn't. They were given extension, 2 or so extensions, they couldn't. The project was at a standstill. The ministry, and they went and cut sword. Asantehene himself was there, and for 2 years there was nothing because the Ashanti Port Services could not raise the money. So out of desperation, the ministry had to find innovative ways. That's why they brought in GPHA, that you have some funding. So why don't you buy shares and invest some money so the project can kickstart? That's how come GPHA came in. And they were and of course, GPHA now becomes a shareholder. Now if you are bringing shareholders, they should go to Ashanti Ports. But the ministry fear was that if the money went to Ashanti Ports, because they hadn't been able to deliver on their funding arrangements, so they decided the money should go directly to the contractor so that the work can start. Now all of these were at meetings with the original Ashanti Ports. He showed me letters that has the concurrence of what's the man's name? No, the man. Afum. They showed me letters that had the concurrence of Afum in terms of the money from GPHA, they're buying the shares to go to the contractor. They showed me letters that showed that the contractor came from the
Ashanti Port.
Wasn't it? Afum. This Jasmo, that it's Afum who brought it. They showed me letters to that effect. And they brought in the Vision Consult as consultants. And Afum was supposed to then bring his designs, and those designs would be vetted by Vision Consult. The designs didn't come. So out of desperation, they delayed. They asked Vision Consult now to do the design. So they also have their story. I'm not here to speak for them. I am interested that public monies are being used judiciously. So the ministry, I advised the Vision Consult that either they should get the concurrence of the ministry, and because they'll be consultants and be mentioned, and come and tell their story. And at the end of the day, all of us. But obviously, since this soft cutting was done, you had the president there, there are Asantehene there, But now some work is going on because of some of this innovative aids that they are claiming they have to do because of the failure. Then eventually they cancelled the contract with Ashanti Ports. They cancelled the contract because of non-compliance with the terms. Now, if the cancellation is without merit, the first thing that the people should do is go to court. That you have cancelled my contract and you've violated my rights. They should go to court.
Yeah, they are at arbitration. They've done that.
They've gone to court?
Yeah.
Or they've gone to court?
They are at arbitration, arbitration, yeah.
At where?
Yeah, Ghana Arbitration Center.
Okay.
For the first part of the cancellation. And then they are going to the international arbitration for the breach of the...
Is that what the terms of the contract are?
Yes,
one thing there, Mr. Afum said he had arranged funding. Finally delayed, but he had arranged funding. I put that question to Vision Consult. He said, no, when they checked, the funding wasn't there. You know, so let all of them go through the right procedure. The contract has been cancelled according to the ministry because the Ashanti Port Service did not fulfill the terms of the contract, particularly with the raising of the funding, and so they cancelled it. They had arbitration, fine. Let all of this.
So if you are cancelling, let's say that Ashanti Port couldn't raise the funds, what do you do? When there's a parliamentary resolution, you come back to Parliament.
Well,
you make sure that resolution is amended. Number one. Number two.
What resolution?
Number two, the resolution on the concession.
What did you say?
What Parliament has passed. The resolution.
What did it say?
The Buancraft project will be executed by Ashanti Port. They are the concessionaires.
Parliament appointed Ashanti Ports.
Parliament passed a resolution after you have agreed with them, done the tender.
Who brought the resolution?
The Ministry of Transport. The Ministry of Transport.
Minister brought the resolution.
And then
this is where they are.
And Parliament passed a resolution. So you come back and seek amendment. That's one. Number two. So if you are saying that now GPHA is taking over and Jasmore will be the contractor, what do you do? There ought to be a new tender. You have to respect the procurement laws. You don't do that. You go ahead, you're just paying them. Now we have $49 million. And the minister is now writing, saying that they are now going to take steps to regularize the procurement of Jasmore. I think we are in some jungle, some banana republic. Last week I read that letter. You know,
because Nana, if you know this reference to Jasmore being brought by Ashanti Port and all that, to the extent that you say there's non-performance and you have cancelled the contract, the issue of who mentioned Jasmore first or who introduced Jasmore is neither here nor there.
No, but you know, Sami had earlier indicated that Jasmore was brought by the ministry. Yes. Which, I mean, Ashanti, this is a contract with Ashanti Ports.
Yes.
So why is anybody imposing a contract on me?
Yes.
So I asked that question. He said, no, Jasmore. So they showed me letters from...
and you've also seen the letters from Ashanti Port cautioning Ghana Port and Harbour Authority not to pay
because Ashanti...
to Jasmore.
Listen, when they brought in GPHA because Ashanti Port was not forthcoming with the funding. So they brought in GPHA because the project had delayed for 2 years and they wanted to see movement on it. This was a project that had been a lot of fanfare. Santini was present, the president was present. So they brought in GPHA to buy shares and they brought in some money. They decided that because of the non-performance of the financial agreement, they had to pay directly to the contractor because the money was being brought in for the work to be executed. And they said that was done with the concurrence. So there's a letter here where there's an initial objection, but they also showed me a letter where he had endorsed that the money should go to Jasmine.
Subsequent to the protest.
Yes. So, like I'm saying, the ministry should be, the public PR unit of the ministry should be forthcoming with the Qatar ports and also with this Buancraft. So these are all national projects.
So Nana, what is it about government that they can deal with awards of contracts, huge sums, and will not want to follow due process. And after a year, 2 years, then will.
But this one, they follow due process. The Ashanti Port won through tender.
No, not Ashanti Port one. Because as we speak, you have even confirmed to us that the Ashanti Port one, as far as the ministry is concerned, they've cancelled it.
Yeah.
So what it means is that whatever is happening today has nothing to do with that contract.
What do you mean what is happening today?
Whatever they are executing.
Yes, because that contract has been terminated.
Yes, so whatever is happening today has nothing to do with that contract which was approved by Parliament, which has gone through the process.
So this is the Honourable Minister's letter dated 21st November 2023.
What did you say?
Signed Honourable Kweku Kuresiama.
Termination. This is termination.
Right, and writing to Jasmore and saying, confirming that the ministry will ensure that the Ghana shippers take the necessary process to regularize your re-engagement. I count on your cooperation.
So it's a re-engagement.
So it's a re-engagement. Yeah.
So my point is
that you're making these huge payments, $49 million, without recourse to the procurement laws.
Why? No, but Jasmore was already there. Jasmore, as far as the documents I saw, Jasmore was the contractor appointed by Ashanti Ports. And they had already paid Jasmo monies, the GPHA money, to buy the shares, to Jasmo to work. Now they've abrogated the contract.
Yeah.
The shareholders are three. Shippers Council, they have a 10% carry.
They are now authority, right?
Yeah.
They have a 10% carry. And then now GPHA. I don't know what shares, it will be 30 or 40, whatever. And then, so Ashanti Port now is three shareholders. The main one has been abrogated. So they have to now regularize the involvement of the GPHA. So obviously Ashanti Ports now has to be reorganized.
So in fact, there's nothing called Ashanti Ports.
Yeah, really.
There's nothing called Ashanti Ports.
Or there is, but one of the shareholders has been terminated. Or whatever.
No.
But like I'm saying...
No, so first, they're saying that even if you read this 29 September 2023 letter from the minister to the Director General Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, it says that as you are aware, GPHA's payment for the shares has already been invested in the project, for which construction works commenced and are ongoing. However, due to the concessionaire's inability to achieve full financial close, the concession grantor, Ghana Shippers Authority, has cancelled the concession and taken over the project.
Okay.
So if you've taken over the project,
they've taken over the
project, you must now follow due process and properly procure a contractor. So that we can have value for money.
I thought that's what this letter says, that they are not going to
after the continuous payment. You're still making payments. There are three
the ministry will
ensure
the shippers can take the necessary process to regularize your re-engagement. But whatever it is.
So what it means is that by this letter they have been re-engaged.
Yes.
Without
recourse to the procurement.
But they said they are going to take steps to regularize it. Because this is a situation where the contractor is already on site and money is paid to them already. But like I'm saying, the ministry's PR should explain these matters. When you're asking that, I thought the question you were going to ask was, why isn't these public agencies forthcoming with information?
I asked last week.
I can tell you, and Samuel Kujeto will confirm. Randy, look, I'm sure when Samuel was working at the Information Ministry, getting information from your own colleagues in other ministries about their work, which have become matters of public concern. Even you as at the Ministry of Information, you'll be amazed. And happened during NPP's time. When I was at Ministry of Information, you have to go and push. An issue has come, an issue of public concern about a public institution you want to go. As Minister for Information, it's difficult. And I'm sure you confirm. So, what's that?
Go on.
Can you assure me? So go on. This is my last playing trick, so.
Tricks and juju.
So, this business, I know one information minister, which you know, who said, look, I'm not going to take that car.
Yes.
If I provide you the platform and you won't come and give them.
It's your matter.
It's your matter, and I won't go and do anything.
But I think it's the best approach.
Maybe that's what I was. But it's always a problem. So I am urging the ministry. I've mentioned to Vision Consult. They should get a concurrence of the ministry. And together with Shippers Council and GPHA. Because this project is a huge project. It's not only Sami. Sami is even, he's had one side of the story from the concessionaire. And he believes there's something on
I've documents from the ministry too.
But beyond that,
I'm looking at the entire.
But beyond that, you don't have all the documents. But beyond that,
I think I have everything.
There is a national concept. Because Boankra has been a project that has been on the heart of this country from Rawlings' time. And every budget and state of the nation, from Jerry Rawlings, they mentioned Boankra as a major inland port. Every government from Rawlings to before, either in the budget or in the state of the nation. So if today we've moved to the point of appointing a concessionaire, and we've actually voted public monies into it. I mean, we deserve an update.
Yeah, and you see, when you look at the latest batch of letters I've intercepted, we are now even seeing that the health of GPHA is at stake. Their reserve fund, because of this bunker project, has been totally depleted. If you look at the 29 September 2023 letter signed by the minister, he was instructing GPHA to use the reserve fund. He said, in order for the construction work to continue and forestall any delays that could lead to escalation in the project cost, there's the need for GPHA to continue to fund the construction work from the balance of the reserve funds for the project. Then the minister discovers a few days after,
that is nothing in the reserve
10 October 2023. Yeah, that is it. My attention has been drawn to the fact that the remaining balance of the reserve funds would not be sufficient to cover the project any longer. So they now have to go to MPS and use MPS dividends.
Because
50%.
Why I think that
even the health of GPH.
Why I think that, you see, in taking some of these
this is a major decision.
You see, we have GPHA, we have Shippers Authority, we have all of them. We looked at the enormity of this project.
We have Parliament.
Yeah, we looked at the enormity of this project, and we decided that, look, for us to successfully execute this project, we needed external funding.
Yeah.
We are fully aware of all the funding sources of these entities.
Yeah.
And that is why we opted for that.
The concessionaire.
Yes. Now, once that did not happen, did the consultants then get back to the drawing board to look at whether this is a plan B and the feasibility of this plan B, upon which the ministry then decided that it will start issuing instructions to agencies under it to start buying shares and paying money to contractors and engaging and re-engaging contractors.
You believe that when the concessionaire could not raise the money, the concession should have been cancelled and the process restarted?
In fact, the concession had been cancelled. My point is that there is a new option. If you look at the actions of the ministry, it looks like the ministry has decided on a new option. You see, there's one thing voting money to do something to show that we've started, and there's another thing whether that particular option is feasible or not, is sustainable or not, so that we don't have another national cathedral on our hands.
Your contention is that when the original concessionaire couldn't bring the money, as far as the ministry was concerned, the project, the contract then should have been terminated and a fresh start made. It would have been neater.
No, in fact, it has been terminated. What I want to find out
is... It was terminated after GPHA had been asked to buy shares and committed funds.
Yes.
So just all this activity.
So just hear me out for a minute. I'm saying that after all the feasibility, the conclusion was that the best way to deliver the Bankra port was to have a concessionaire because it's going to cost us so much.
Exactly.
So this is the best option. You opted for that option. Along the way, you realized that you couldn't deliver.
The concessionaire couldn't deliver.
This is not too different from the Motor Angels motorway project, where you said that we are going to do something costing $500 million. Let's get a concessionaire. It's your responsibility to go and raise the funding to come and do it. After some time, you realize that you couldn't raise the funding. So, now, if you want to engage in a plan B or a different thing, you ought to also have feasibility, which shows that, for example, this is how much money the GPHA gets every year. This is how much money Shippers Authority gets every year. Looking at this contract, the value of the contract and everything,
and the ability of them to have money.
If they are able to maybe set aside X amount of money every year, maybe initially we thought the thing would take 5 years, but within 10 years we will do it. We think that this is the best option. Before you then embark on it. But what I'm saying, in the absence of any information, what I'm saying is that we made a promise, salt was cut, we brought the king there and everybody there.
But you see,
we must show that something is being done.
But you are saying what I'm saying. You are saying exactly what I'm saying. That having the first option, having failed, and the second option. For all you know, they did some feasibility.
We need to know them.
But that's what I'm saying. So the information should be forthcoming.
Yeah, we need to
know. When the consultant came to and sat in front of me, I said, look, if you have all this information and you believe that you are in the right, why keep your story under a table? Now, you are the consultant. You, Vision, you are the consultant. Your company has been mentioned. You said initially the thing will cost about $4 million. Now it's gone up to some other amount. So your reputation is at stake. Yeah. You need to mention how the $4 million was arrived at. The variation. And how did the variation come. Yeah. So you, Vision Consult, your reputation is at stake. If I didn't know you, I would have thought, what is this company that said $4 million and says $20 million, whatever. Then the shareholders, GPHA and Shippers Authority, they need to get the concurrence of the ministry so they can come out with information, because it's a national issue. And like I said, there's always a certain reluctance to release information that you don't know where it's coming. And that's why I give you the example. Yeah. Even when you are working at the Ministry of Information, you want information from ministries and about their own work, or when an issue has happened. They see you as a nuisance. When you have information, you have it. And so one minister decided, look, I'm not going to get myself stressed over this. If you won't come, don't come. That's it. But they should be forthcoming. And the ministry in particular over this cater port thing, if they're not going to go ahead to commit funds to put in infrastructure at cater ports, they need to bring the country up to speed as to the feasibility and the reasoning for that, so we can all be in the same set. And also with bunker, So I hope that they will take some action very quickly. If they don't, then maybe you have to go by the parliamentary option and bring them to parliament. In fact, in parliament, you can invite the committee can invite the director of Ketapots. And have a televised hearing.
Or maybe GPHA, Shippers Authority.
All of them. You can. That's why if it doesn't
with Ashanti Port, all of them.
Why not?
Yeah.
Even though they may not be able to appear before the plenary of they can appear before a committee. They can televise your proceedings.
Yes.
I don't want you to come to that. But if no information is forthcoming, when you go, you have to invite GPHA and the TEMA and Cater Port Director to come. I think it's the mini committee. That's why sometimes I say that I'm not happy with the way the parliament is panning out, even with these numbers.
So now you were during the break telling us about the former MP's passing.
Yeah. And it's called Kwadwo Ephraim. He wasn't one of the very MPs like me. He was very calm. Kwadwo Ephraim. Okay. I think Kufuor's time he was deputy minister for communications or something. He's passed. And then
so
the A2 is going to be commissioned today. The new Kumasi
Nana Ajiman Prempeh the First Airport. That's the name. Nana Ajiman Prempeh the First International.
It will no longer be Kumasi.
No, you've forgotten that we were officially told about that name, and then the name for the Tamale Airport, which the Tamale then issued a statement to say they disagree with them. So this is supposed to be Nana Ajiman Prempeh the First International Airport. I think so. I think it's this morning.
Okay. I mean, it's a magnificent building. I'm sure the NDC had an input into it. The NPP had an input into it. It's a national effort. How to wish that all parties are represented. The name.
So that Apiati, the city MP was not invited.
At Apiati.
That's the one we're having the earlier discussion.
Okay.
That's the text that was sent to me. The city MP was not invited. Maybe.
Yeah.
Talking about that, Professor Mills used to do something very beautiful. When his commercial project started by his predecessor, he advised his predecessor.
Which one?
You remember N1?
N1.
N1. Then there was also the Bui Dam project.
Yeah. Bui.
Yes.
Did he invite? No, Bui wasn't commissioned by Professor Nelson.
Who did it?
Bui was commissioned by President Mahama.
Yes. Then he invited the previous governor.
Which one?
Yeah.
Who did he invite?
Yeah.
Who did he invite?
President Kufuor. Yeah.
He did invite.
So.
But the point is that.
So you know that because of that, Terminal 3 has not been commissioned. You recall?
Yeah, we know it's not been commissioned.
Yeah,
Why?
Not been commissioned.
Why hasn't it been commissioned?
You don't want to invite President Mahama.
How can you come to that conclusion? Some of your conclusions are bizarre.
We don't have time. Let's deal with it.
Yes.
So why have you refused to commission it? Why have you refused to commission?
No, you mean
you see an obvious conclusion. You don't want to. You don't. The conclusion is staring at you in the face. You don't want to.
Don't come and beat us. You mean
no.
You mean if they commissioned it and they didn't invite Mahama, they can't commission
because they will be criticized. You know, you just.
But you are still criticizing them for not commissioning. So what is it? Now and I would think that the name, I would wish that the name of the airport is maintained, Kumasi Airport.
Why?
And then if the terminal building can be named after the great Nana Jiman, because you see, the name would go international, and it will put Kumasi, the entire city, on the map. Because people traveling from Japan, Canada, everywhere, the name Kumasi will stick to become, I say. So if you have the terminal building name after the king, that's fine. But because it's going to go all around the world. That name of the airport is going to go to AITA, it's going to go to everybody's tickets, every international traveler coming to that place. And it will rather project the city, But I'm sure they've done their consultation, and this is what they want to do.
I mean, well, this is certainly another welcome development. I'm glad that this project was not abandoned. It was continued. We have to credit the vision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has attained the enviable nickname of the nation builder. Under his watch that this project began. He secured funding, negotiated it, also made sure that we had other airports in Ho. For the first time, the people of the Volta region also have an airport, which we are looking forward to its full operationalization. Then the Tamale airport as well. So when it comes to infrastructure, many pundits now agree that President Mahama is quite unmatched in the Fourth Republic. So let me commend the government for continuing that project. With so many projects President Mahama started which remain abandoned, but at least this one was continued, and we hope that it will help to really give us that international, visibility that we need. The Ashanti region is a very, very strategic region for us, not only economically, but even in terms of tourism. Many people who want to fly directly to Kumasi. You don't want to fly to KIA and then have to do another transit flight to Kumasi. If your business is in Kumasi and you want to move directly into that. So it's a very significant initiative, and we should see more of that. We should see more of that so that we can begin now to have air transport from one region to the other, not necessarily coming to Accra. All regional flights must begin in Accra, so that if you are in Kumasi and you want to fly to Ho, or you want to fly to Takrady, or fly to Tamale, it should be possible. So with these new airports coming, I want to see more of that, so that we can be more mobile and economically productive.
They're just too expensive.
Okay, and hopefully
the airfares.
Hopefully the airfares.
They're out of the reach of a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
so sometimes when you don't have very heavy traffic on that route, it becomes
what happens
a loss-making thing.
The whole airport is not being used.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I think Africa World suspended their
because it was environment.
I think it was the other airline.
You see again, what will make these airports?
Talk-based airline, what is it called?
It's Africa World. Yeah.
So what will make the other airline? They used to go there.
Is it Passion?
Passion.
Okay.
Africa World wasn't going. Talk-based airline.
I think they did a few.
Yeah, they did a few. They did a few. From Accra to Ho, it's a really short distance. About 15-20 minutes you are landing. But as I was saying, if you open more routes and you can do more interregional travel, you will see all these airports be more viable. And once we have more competition, we will also drive down the prices. It should be possible to fly from Kumasi to Ho, from Takoradi to Ho, from Tamale to Ho, so that you don't always have to come to Accra.
Now the reality is that Accra is the center of the market, the air travel market. I mean, Accra really. Look, when the COVID time, they shut down Accra.
Yeah.
And was it Accra and Kumasi? Greater Accra and Kumasi.
Yeah.
The economy of the country shut down. And I had to travel to Takoradi during that time, the COVID time, during the shutdown. And so I got a permit. I had to travel. In traveling on the road from Accra to Takoradi, I didn't meet more than 10 vehicles. On that route, Accra to Takoradi. So Accra is the center.
It's because we haven't really diversified.
We have, but Accra is, you must always start on the center, on a hub. So the distance to Accra, for now, is what makes the airport viable. So Sunyani is quite a big distance, 6 hours, 7 hours. Kumasi, 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Tamale, 13 hours, and so on. So if I'm going to do airports, I would like to do an airport at Wab, Bonga, because of the main market. Accra is the big apple. The main market is Accra. So the longer the distance, the longer, the better people have the commercial motivation to fly. But if the distance is short, like Cape Coast. And now that they are doing this dual carriage from Kaswa to Winnipeg, they will make the Cape Coast shorter. And Ho is how many hours from Accra?
About 3 hours. Yeah. You can even do it in 2.5. About
2
3 hours.
Because of the road.
For the traffic,
for the traffic.
Parts of the road,
the traffic is good.
It could be
So
even 2 hours.
it will not be viable.
So is Nana suggesting that Elbaumia didn't consult you on his Cape Coast airport promise? Is that what you are confirming?
He wasn't the vice chairman at the time.
Well, I thought he was going to say that airport hasn't been done because the people are not there.
Okay. So now the President Kufuor, some of the people who served as energy ministers during his regime were at the commissioning of the Bui Dam.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that. I was there.
They were there with President Mahama.
But the Bui Dam, you couldn't take it away from Kufuor.
I'm not sure that was. I think that when he raised it, you cast
because you
were. So I just want to check.
What was the point that you raised?
Yeah, it's beautiful when you show this national cohesion, invite your predecessor who started a project.
Listen, my point.
Petty politics, trying to take all the credit.
My point is slightly different. Because that's why when you said Mills, President Mills did a Kufuor for N1, I said that is the only one. And you said A.
No,
my point is this. It doesn't matter whether President Kufuor had an input
or not.
It is good for our democratic health that on big projects, just like we invite them to State of the Nation address, we should invite them. For me, that's my point.
Let's just be honest. That's my point. Let's just be honest about projects.
About projects.
And
That's
then
all.
that's it.
Yeah.
We won't even have a problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, when we are commissioning some of these projects, in speaking about how the projects have
because
come about, then we won't have a problem.
What is happening?
It won't even matter if the person were physically there or not.
Exactly. Both NDC and NP, if you limit this project,
yes,
everybody will make a claim. Because all the time, projects are started and it's a continuum. You see? So if you limit it to projects, people will say, but we started.
Let's just state the facts.
They'll say, because look, MP people will tell you, these Eurojet hospitals were started by Kufuor.
Yeah.
But they've never heard NPP people talk about Kufuor.
Yeah.
NDC. And then MDC. And then, so you can get these claims and contact like it. So I'm saying, don't worry about it.
It's the same way we write about Ghana's history.
Don't worry about who started and who didn't start. Get everybody involved. So this Kumasi airport, I would like to see leaders of the CPP. I would like to see all the major political leaders and so on there.
Okay.
Because we consider it as a national event.
Okay. So our commiserations to you, the Honorable
Now you agree with me.
James Jechikwesin. I have an addition to what you just said.
I had an addition to you.
Yeah, Honorable James Jechikwesin Jr., MP for Asin North. You learned to rest your father. Actually, his father is the senior.
But I was fighting when we were
So that's our commiserations to him, not to his family.
Okay.
Yes. But
the way he started was quite...
His father, the Honorable James Jechikwesin Senior, who was the first district commissioner of the then Asin district during the CPP. And he will be laid to rest this weekend at Asin for sure.
Condolences.
Yeah, so our condolences to you, the
Is he in
Honorable
town?
James Jechikwesin Jr. I'm sure.
Sam is in town?
Okay.
Yes. He must be.
Yes. And
yes.
Dr. Solomon Usu, the mining consultant, our commiserations to you too. You're celebrating the life of your mother, Oba Penyin Teresa Asari, who's known as Mami NPP at Obuasi this weekend. So,
who's his wife?
Oba Penyin Teresa Asari, Mami NPP. I'm sure you know Dr. Solomon Usu.
Yeah.
He speaks a lot about the mining.
Yeah.
So that's his mom. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's also been buried this weekend.
Oh, condolences.
Yes. Okay.
This is my friend.
So some always a friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So some good news. Today is the birthday of the MP for Adenta, the Honorable Mohammed Ademu Ramadan. Today is his birthday. So happy birthday, the Honorable Ramadan. And it's also the birthday of guess who? Nana Pakwesi Asari.
I don't think he's in town.
He was in the States.
Otherwise the whole country, West Africa.
Yes, so Pakwesi Asari of the Media General.
Kwesi, when you come, we'll do
happy birthday.
We'll do a sit down.
So that would be gentlemen.
Oh, Doc, I thought I could get a minute to just send a caution to the Ghana Airport Authority.
Why?
That we are keenly observing the
Ghana Airport. Is it a company?
The Ghana Airport Company, Ghana Airport Company Limited.
Okay.
That we are keenly following the investigations into the recent cocaine smuggling.
Huh?
Yeah, there's been a major scandal with cocaine. There are a number of unresolved cocaine smuggling cases. But the latest one, the lady at the center was arrested in Belgium.
That's the one they issued the statement?
Yes. Somehow she managed to outfox all the officials at the...
Is that what led to the GACL to issue a statement that no staff should accompany people who hold their bags
and then they said they had interdicted some people, including an NPP regional executive. The letters we have intercepted, the panel was expected to present their report to the managing director today. But our sources are telling us that they couldn't finish their work, and so
maybe they are investigating further.
It is important that updates are provided because international partners are worried. International partners are telling us that there have been too many cocaine smuggling cases in recent times, and they are not pleased with how government is handling it. They thought that this would not even have been an internal probe, but will have an independent probe, at the higher level. So I just want to say,
I'm sure NACOC will be involved in it.
Yes, that they are all involved.
Okay.
They have increased the investigative panel from 4 to 10.
Okay.
And we just want them to know that the minority is keeping an eye.
Okay.
We are not going to let this matter slide. We all know the dangers to national security, to the health of our people, if these drug smuggling cases.
I'm sure the Airport Company Limited will do their next.
So they should provide updates. And keep us in the loop and make sure that
I don't know if the board
all the complicit officials are sanctioned. We will not compromise on that.
But you said they hadn't finished investigation.
But fortunately, the board chairs are not that dear, so you can call him.
Who's the board chair?
Up next, Metro Sports.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tie no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emopa abedwa so. Ghana mo a ede, ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi enkrato yatum.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tie no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emopa abedwa so. Ghana mo a ede, ma emu ediane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi enkrato yatum.
Customer. Nada bena minka, me papa. Me cha 10 Ghana. 10 Ghana cedi.
No dia, send out benya.
10 Ghana cedi no. Me dia. Maybe 54,000 Ghana cedi.
54,000.
540 million. Here.
We are the one on the cabinet.
Here. And then I get I get na when. Now I book it. Draw no na start here no. Mami ni volume.
One of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.